Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome to this AFK journey video. So in today's video, we're going to showcase a really old artifact with our latest Bonnie unit right here in Arena. And I've been testing a lot of Bonnies with Kafrosh account right here. So you guys can see a whole bunch of defenses as well as offenses. And I dare say that Bonnie is actually a pretty decent arena unit, like depending on the opponent side as well as how your team can fare. So he did quite a few runs with his server mates to test the power level of Bonnie on defense right here. So we will save the best PvP team for Bonnie on another video, but for today's video I actually want to share a brand new idea or a revisit of an old artifact idea, and that is the use of Blazing Spell. So I think some of you guys might have forgotten this artifact, Blazing Spell here, because right now pre-season artifacts are not commonly used by in-season users, and with regards to the older artifacts itself, people are mostly using Confining Spell as well as Enlightening Spell to counter Confining or buff up your dinos or other units itself. And then we have sometimes the Starshot Spell used from time to time for certain early game new season contents, and then the other artifacts such as your Awakening Spell, Blazing Spell as well as Iron War Spell, they ain't seeing that much of a use. But with Bonnie, Blazing Spell turns out to be, I'll say, like a pretty decent combo. I would say it's the best because there are some weaknesses which I'll talk about later based on the test runs just now. But Blazing Spell right here provides quite a decent amount of base stats together with defense penetration, and on top of that you shoot this fireball periodically at the enemy to deal damage, and this fireball is magical damage and it deals extra damage equals to the target's lost HP. So this being magical damage actually works with Bonnie really well because Decay Switch allows you to build on the aging effect, right, by hitting your enemy with magical damage. So this will allow you to trigger the weakened target, and most of the time the unit that is hit by Decay Switch right here will be the weakest unit, and then that's where the fireball will hit it and proc this maximize of stats to get the max enhancement. So this will allow you to fulfill the condition of Blight Surge for the poison. I'll call this poison because it feels like poison, as you will see this thing flying all around in this battle, and then right, further inflicting this decay or aging effect on other enemies. So this ability over here also targets the weakest enemy, which means that there's a high chance for you to snipe down really weak enemies to get the kills for the additional effect of Blight Surge. So other than relying on Bonnie for the ultimate damage as well as the Nightfall Shift damage over here, we are building this team around Bonnie being able to deal damage even if she's dead with Decay Switch right here. So this and this makes a really good combination, and without further ado, let's showcase the team. So for Bonnie, for this team, Bonnie is the star of the show, and this is your pretty standard Tarsi as well as Talin team, but this is not on Arena V special, this is on Arena V or Arena 5 as some people like to call it. I like to call it Arena V over here. So right here, we're going to go with Torrent to give Bonnie that additional layer of protection, and we are going to probably put Reyna, right? Let's see whether or not we can position Bonnie in a position where Reyna can benefit her. Okay, doesn't seem like it. Maybe somewhere right here. Okay, and then we are gonna put a Ludovic for additional sustain, and looking at this, we might actually need additional damage because we have Reyna to protect the Bonnie. Okay, tell you what, we'll take off Reyna because I think we are actually risking our Bonnie by putting her so in front. So we're gonna put Damien here, and then maybe put in Scarlita for just additional stats. So this will give us a 4-1 boost, 774 versus 822. So without further ado, wait, let me put my units properly. Let's start this battle. Let's go. Okay, so we'll go at one time. So Bonnie will inflict the decay on Talin right here, as you guys can see, and the fireball will hit Talin, and then when she dies, she spreads the poison to the other units. So right now the fireball is still hitting onto Talin because she's still one of the weaker units. Okay, she will die really fast once we actually target her with the fireball. Where's my fireball? Okay, Bonnie ultimate here, kill her, and then we spread the poison to the other units. And you will see Bonnie's main damage output is actually not from the ultimate, it's actually from the Decay Switch, because there will be battles, or there could be battles in today's showcase where Bonnie actually dies, but we still win the battle over here. This is because Decay Switch can function even if Talin is no longer on the battlefield. I mean, even if Bonnie is no longer on the battlefield. So right here, our Skalita is able to slam, and then we win the fight over here. So we run through the details. So this is the damage output of this team. So this build or this artifact allows Talin to stack up on this much more easily, even if you don't have other magical damage units that is hitting the Decay's target. So very good combi over here. Let's try another matchup. So we have 5 more tickets. We're going to showcase a few. So against Wanderer, that's one team that we cannot beat, and I'll talk about why later. So let's take on Shiki over here. Okay. So against Shiki, this is the team that I use. So we are using Danlia. This is to prevent the Harak from steamrolling too fast, because Bonnie's damage output is a little bit on the slow side. So we want to slow down the advances of Shakir as well as Harak. And that's why we use our own Rainer to cancel out the opponent's Rainer buff, and then give the Clemency Chime buff to Bonnie over here. So let's start this battle. Okay. So the bell will prevent the potential ultimate usage. Currently the debuff is on the Shakir, I guess. And then once we kill the enemy, or once we get the proc with the fireball or the other magical damage from other units, we will be able to spread the poison to the other enemies. And you'll see the enemy's HP just ticking out of nowhere. So the ticking comes from the decay switch. Yeah, it's currently on Lilime because of the attack down. I think it managed to actually spread to the other enemies for this massive debuff as well, and then we are able to burst them down over here. So in this team setup, our dear Bonnie is the hyper carry, as you guys can see. Okay, so right here, we're going to showcase the team against Store team with Hewin. So one interesting interaction that I realized with regards to Hewin is that Hewin's Dispel might be able to remove certain debuffs from Bonnie. So using Bonnie against Hewin might not be the best idea, but we shall give it a try to see how it works so that we can see the different interactions. And then later on we'll talk about like one team which I haven't had a chance to win with Bonnie right now. So right here, Torrent, Freyasto. Okay, I think we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna put a Torrent here. So we protect all our units right here, as you guys can see. Right, so we have our dear Ludovic with the heals, with Freyasto for the stat support, with Lilime to cancel ultimate, Bonnie for the damage with protection from Torrent. So let's go. Okay, so at the start of battle, we apply the debuff right now to our dear Torrent. Okay, burst down the Torrent really quickly, and then the poison spreads to Lilime at the back from the green color aura flow. So Torrent comes back to life without the debuff. Okay, so I guess when Torrent dies, the debuff is completely gone. So we have to rely on the Blight Surge ability to spread the poison. So throughout this whole battle, our fireball is still firing at the weakest enemy. So Skalita came down. Let's hope the Skalita don't wipe my team. We get the ultimate off. Okay, do a whole bunch of damage. Kills the Torrent. Kills the Lilime. Okay, Lilime putting job, managed to kill off everyone here. So pretty decent performance from Bonnie. So this is against the defensive Store team's damage output right here. So this is it for all the different showcase against some of the more usual comps. So just now I showcased some records, as you guys can see right here, against Wanderer. So against Wanderer, right, Wanderer runs the hyper carry dino comp. So the issue with this comp, number one, there could be some stats difference in terms of the unit quality, as you guys can see right here. Secondly, Bonnie needs to be able to burst down Dino for you to have a chance to win, right? So I'll showcase one match here where I was actually quite close, but not that close as well. Okay, this is not very close because the damage is not very high. It's quite easy to see whether or not the unit actually put up a fight. Oh wait, this is on defense. Let me check the other offense over here. Yeah, so this is one of me using Barrel. So let's take a look. Yeah, so for this one, I think we did manage to snap down the Dino right here with Barrel as well as Bonnie. So we managed to snap down the Dino, but then we still lost because we lost to the Skalita towards the end. So if you snap down the Dino doesn't hit that hard. And then we will be able to subsequently burst the other enemies down with our Bonnie's ability right here, with all these poisons spreading all over the place. So yeah, we lost to some. Actually, to be honest, I think we should have won this one, but we lost to the Skalita magic right here, as you guys can see. So technically we won, but because the Skalita came down and descended like a god, we lost to the Skalita right here. Really close. But in most cases, without the sniping on Dino, this is what the battle looks like. So this is how the battle looks like usually. I think something like this. Yes, this is probably the match. So I've been testing a lot of this. So this is us not being able to snap down the dino. So the dino gets shielded by the Skalita, and then the dino use the true damage, and then we just get busted down. So in this matchup, I think it is definitely winnable, but I think you need to have the ability to snap down this dino. So let's say if you do want to try Bonnie against dino, Enlightening would be a lot better, because Blazing is a very slow damage over time tool to bring down the enemy, but against a hyper rush com or hyper carry com like dino, which comes online super duper fast, you need to be able to burst down the carry. So yeah, this build is definitely really solid, and we have been testing Bonnie out with all the different weird stuff right here, as you guys can see. So stay tuned for Bonnie's best PvP team, but this is one combination that you guys can try, Blazing Spell together with Bonnie in the normal arena setting. Thank you very much for tuning in. Do remember to like and subscribe to see more. See you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.